Today we're looking at Odin, and why did he sacrifice himself on the Yggdrasil? Imagine sacrificing everything you have for knowledge. Not wealth, not power, not fame, but knowledge. Would you give up an eye? Would you endure days of suffering? Would you risk your own life simply to understand the secrets of the universe? According to Norse mythology, Odin did exactly that. The king of the gods willingly hung himself from the great world tree, Yggdrasil, for 9 days and 9 nights. He was pierced by his own spear, denied himself food and water, and endured unimaginable suffering. But why? What knowledge could possibly be worth such a sacrifice? And perhaps more importantly, were Odin's intentions truly noble? When most people think of Odin, they imagine the all-powerful ruler of Asgard, the king of the Norse gods, the father of Thor. Yet Odin's defining trait was not his strength, it was his obsession with knowledge. Again and again throughout Norse mythology, Odin sacrificed parts of himself in exchange for wisdom. He gave up one of his eyes at Mimir's well to gain greater understanding. He travelled to the world disguised as a wanderer, searching for secrets hidden from both gods and men, and eventually even that was not enough. Because Odin knew something terrifying, he knew Ragnarok was coming, the end of the world, the death of the gods, his own death. No matter how powerful he became, he could not escape fate. So perhaps the question is not why Odin sought knowledge. Perhaps the real question is whether he was desperately searching for a way to change his fate. So the Yggdrasil. That search eventually led Odin to the Yggdrasil. The great world tree stood at the centre of the Norse cosmos. Its roots and branches connected the 9 realms, stretching across existence itself. To the Norse people, Yggdrasil was more than a tree. It represented the structure of reality itself. Life, death, fate, wisdom, and destiny were all intertwined within it. And it was here that Odin met his great sacrifice. Not to another god, not for power, but in pursuit of knowledge. According to the Havamal, Odin hung himself from the tree for 9 days and 9 nights. He was pierced by his own spear. He received no food, no water, no comfort. He described the act as sacrificing myself to myself, one of the mysterious lines in all Norse mythology. Rather than being punished, Odin willingly placed himself between life and death in a state where ordinary understanding no longer applied. So the reward at the end of the ordeal. Odin discovered the runes. To modern people, runes may seem like an alphabet. To the Norse, they were far more than letters carved into stone. Runes were believed to hold forbidden knowledge, hidden knowledge, magical power, and insight into deeper workings of reality. They could be carved onto weapons for victory, ships for protection, or objects believed to hold special power. Odin was not rewarded with gold or a mighty weapon. He is rewarded with knowledge itself, knowledge of fate, magic, and hidden forces that shape the world. The myth teaches a powerful lesson. The greatest knowledge cannot be attained easily. It must be paid for, it must be sacrificed for. Yet, despite gaining the runes, Odin's search was not over. He would still sacrifice an eye, he would still seek prophecies, he would still search for hidden knowledge. This raises an important question. Did Odin change? The Odin who descended from the Yggdrasil was not the same Odin who climbed it. Before his sacrifice he sought knowledge, after it he seemed consumed by it. The more wisdom Odin gained, the more he focused on fate, prophecy, and the coming of Ragnarok. Rather than finding peace, he spent the rest of his existence searching for more answers, gathering warriors, seeking visions, and preparing for the future he feared. Perhaps the sacrifice transformed him. Or perhaps the knowledge he gained revealed a truth so terrible that he could never stop searching for a way to overcome it. Throughout Norse mythology, Odin appears in disguise, influencing kings and heroes from the shadows. Sometimes he helps them, other times he leads them towards conflict. Unlike Thor, who acts openly, Odin often works through secrets, schemes, and hidden knowledge. And with Valhalla, Odin gathered fallen warriors in Valhalla to prepare Ragnarok. On one hand, this could be seen as a responsible leader. He knew a great battle was coming. He wanted the strongest armies possible. On the other hand, raises an uncomfortable question. Was it because he cared for them and wanted them to come to Valhalla, to rejoice, and to save the whole Norse mythology? Or is it because he knew it was inevitable and he just wanted to use them for his own gain? The more Odin learned, the more he seemed trapped by that knowledge. He knew Fenrir would kill him, the monstrous wolf. He knew Ragnarok would come, yet every sacrifice and every act of preparation suggests he never stopped searching for a way around that fate. So what was the reward at the end of the ordeal, after he hung himself from the Yggdrasil, pierced himself with the spear? To modern people, he found these runes that look no more than an alphabet, but to the Norse, they were far more than letters carved into stone. Runes were believed to hold hidden knowledge, magical power and insight into the deeper workings of reality. They could be carved onto weapons for victory, ships for protection, objects believed to hold special power. Odin was not rewarded with gold or a mighty weapon. He was rewarded with knowledge itself. Knowledge of fate, magic, and hidden forces that shape the world. The myth teaches us a powerful lesson. The greatest knowledge cannot be attained easily. It must be paid for. Yet, despite gaining the runes, Odin's search was not over. He would still sacrifice an eye. He would still seek prophecies. He would still search for hidden knowledge, which raises an important question. At what point does wisdom become obsession? The more Odin learned, the more he became consumed by the future. He knew Ragnarok was coming. He knew the gods would fall. He knew he was destined to die. Perhaps the runes did not bring him peace, but perhaps they only showed him how much there was left to fear. And this debate of like the good and the bad of it and the obsession with power, this is why Odin still remains a fascinating figure. He was not purely good, he was not purely evil. He was a god who understood that power alone could not save him, and the others and his faith, in a way. So he sacrificed his eye, he sacrificed his comfort, he sacrificed himself upon the Yggdrasil, all in pursuit of that knowledge. Yet despite every sacrifice he made, Ragnarok still came. Perhaps the tragedy of Odin is that the more knowledge he gained, the less peace he found, in desperate searches for answers. He may have lost parts of himself long before the final battle ever arrived. And perhaps the greatest lesson of Odin's story is that some truths can be understood but never escaped. Thanks for watching.